Yeah, we in the booth now, getting loose. You know, we do this 2 times 10. So this blow up, burn it up. And then we on my neck, baby. What you want, do you want a sex bit? Yeah. Cartier's on my wrist, bit. Yeah. What you want, do you want a rip bit? Yeah, I'm like, I ain't got no shame, I ain't got no ring.
Hello again. Thanks for checking out the second episode of the How I Met My Life podcast, Stay Astray edition. This is where I wax poetic, philosophical, and sometimes just plain insane about the K-pop genre and the fantastic group Stray Kids. In the first episode, I talked about how I found my way to being a current lover of the K-pop music genre, and after recording and listening back to it, I reflected on what I talked about, and I realized I left out a certain pit stop in my journey. I remembered stating quite confidently that I had no love or appreciation for BTS's music. The other night, I settled in for a K-pop YouTube session on my living room sofa, and after a few Stray Kids videos, I decided to fire up the BTS Idol video. Here's the thing, it's already on a playlist I created for YouTube. So I mentioned to my husband that this was not Stray Kids, and he said, I know, I've heard you play this a few times. So since I'm a mature adult, I can admit when I don't even have the facts right about my own life. There will probably be a point where I talk about how over the last few weeks I found about 4 more BTS songs that I really like. On a side note, I'm basically what's called a multi in the Korean pop fandom, which is a person that enjoys multiple fandoms of K-pop, even if they have a main preference for a specific artist or group. So at this point, I guess I'm a stay-in citizen because I seem to like more NCT songs than others from other groups. Or maybe deep down, I really do like BTS. Part of me is fighting from becoming Stay Army. So this week, I'm going to dive into Stray Kids. For me, there's so much to get into regarding them that there's no way I could get all of this in one episode. I wouldn't even want to because I'm still discovering new things about them every day and how it relates to K-pop and the global music industry at large. It's probably not that serious, but it's new in my world, so it's that serious to me. I'm just going to start with a simple background on Stray Kids. Stray Kids is a Korean boy band consisting of 8 members. The group name is often shortened to the abbreviation SKZ, and Stray Kids have been active since about late 2017 under JYP Entertainment. They have released a total of 16 albums, and their most recent album is Maxident, which was released October 7th, 2022. Maxident has hit number 1 on the charts in South Korea, the United States, and, oh, I'm sorry, hold on, I gotta check my notes here, Poland. The album is currently 3 times platinum across worldwide physical and digital album sales. Many K-pop artists have a name for their fandom, similar to American artists such as Beyonce, who has the Bayhive, or Lady Gaga, who has her Little Monsters. K-pop groups, BTS has ARMY, which I just learned has 2 meanings. Twice has once, Blackpink has Blink. Stray Kids fans are known as stay in the singular and stays in the plural. This term was chosen by the Stray Kids because stays are people who will always be fans of the group and stay on their side no matter what. As I said, I'm super late to the current K-pop game, so I bought the Maxident album from Amazon in mid-October because that was the only way I could ensure I was getting exactly what was in the product description. I was not going to take my chances on ordering something from eBay and then just getting an empty box with packing peanuts in it. This is the only CD I have ever purchased that I refuse to open because I find it so visually pleasing. The packaged albums from Accident come in 3 different versions, which are Go, T-Crush, and Heart. They all include the CD, lyrics, random photo cards, a mini poster, and a face sticker. I didn't pre-order because, as I said, I was late to the game, so there was some other stuff that I missed out on. I have chosen to display the Maxident album on my shelf in my collectibles bookcase. Do any of you remember back in the day the enhanced CD version of a CD-ROM that usually had 1 or 2 grainy videos that you could watch on your compact computer while you chatted on Yahoo Messenger? No, just me? Moving on. As I said, there are 8 members. In order from oldest to youngest, they are Bangchan, Lino, Changbin, Hyunjin, Han, Felix, Sumin, and Iyen. Forgive my pronunciation on those. I'm still working on it. When I watch these videos on YouTube, people pronounce it different ways. Many of the K-pop groups have primary roles that are assigned to each member with overlap amongst the members depending on the song. The roles usually are vocalist, rapper, and dancer. Having listened to all of the Stray Kids songs and watched many of the videos, the only person for whom I really couldn't discern a quote-unquote singing voice was Changbin. Bangchan, Lino, Simin, and Ian are primary vocalists. Bangchan, Changbin, Hyunjin, Han, and Felix are part of the rappers line. If I remember correctly, Simin is working on his rapping skills, and Bangchan, Lino, Hyunjin, and Felix are part of the dance line. In a future episode, I will do a deeper dive into the lines of a K-pop group, such as the aforementioned dance, rapper, and vocal lines, but also leader, maknae, I don't know if I'm saying that right, the visual line, which have the visually pleasing aesthetics when you look at them, and more specific lines like the Stray Kids Aussie line of Bangchan and Felix, who are both from Australia. I found it really interesting that K-pop groups have subgroups within the unit for more specific purposes. So for example, a subgroup within Stray Kids is 3RACHA, which contains Bangchan, Changbin, and Han. 3RACHA writes and produces almost all Stray Kids songs. To me at least, it's really uncommon for a relatively new pop music group to be responsible for writing their own music. Again, I'm looking at this from an American perspective. Please remember that. Bangchan has at least 129 songwriting credits to his name. Changbin and Han have approximately 123 and 120 songwriting credits respectively. There's also a dance subunit called Dance Racha, which is the choreo team of Lino, Hyunjin, and Felix. Lino was a BTS backup dancer before being called up to the majors to be a Stray Kid. Woo! Their music has been categorized within the genres of pop, hip hop, and electronica. I remember reading a YouTube comment on one of the videos that said their music was noisy, which is quite ironic since one of their album titles is No Easy. When you look at the album cover, it's spelled to look like noisy. Someone responded to that particular comment about their songs being noisy by stating that sounding noisy is not specific to Stray Kids, as most K-pop artists and groups have multiple songs with similar production values. I can admit that initially this is what I thought too, and I was turned off by many of their songs. But as I listened to more and more of their songs, I came to like the Get Hype song. You know, the song that gets you in the headspace to take over the world or bum rush the dance floor. The type of songs that you play when you're getting ready to go out to the club and on the way to the club. So by the time you get to the club, you are hype and ready to go. Two great examples of this type of hype song is God's Menu and Thunderous. What I noticed that was different from Stray Kids music versus American boy band music is that so far they don't really have any soft, super sweet love songs that are so common among American singing groups. As I said, you know, I'm a diehard 90s and early 2000 pop music lover. I don't think New Kids on the Block, New Edition, Boyz II Men, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Britney, Christina, Mandy, Soul Decision, BB Mac, LFO, 5, I could keep going, would have been anywhere near as popular as they were if at least 1/3 of their album wasn't dripping with like molasses thick, sticky, earworm, syrupy songs. So that's about all of the background that I'm going to get into about Stray Kids today. Thanks for traveling on this journey with me. I'd love to get your thoughts and questions about today's episode and topics you'd like me to talk about in the future. Links are in the episode description for some things that I talked about in today's episode. You can rate and review this podcast on whichever app you're using to listen to it. Share the podcast with your friends, family, random strangers. Have a great night, be safe, and in the words of Jerry Springer, take care of yourselves and each other.
Something in that big cup. Let me see that big butt. Shake, 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 shake for me. Shake, 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 shake.